There are days when everything feels like it's just too much. The world feels heavy, and no matter how hard you try, nothing seems to go right. This is a story about John, a man who seemed to carry the weight of sadness everywhere he went. John was an ordinary man, living in an ordinary city, but there was something extraordinary about his sadness. It wasn't always obvious to those around him, but deep inside he was struggling. Despite having a decent job, a family that loved him, and friends who cared, John could never shake the feeling of despair. Every morning, John woke up to a sense of dread. He would look out the window, watch the sun rise, and wonder if he would ever feel happiness again. The sadness had been a constant companion for years, and he couldn't remember the last time he truly smiled. His life felt like a never-ending cycle of monotony, filled with obligations, but lacking any real joy. One day, after a particularly long and exhausting week, John decided to take a walk to clear his mind. He wandered through the park, trying to lose himself in nature. As he strolled, he came across an elderly man sitting on a bench, deep in thought. The man had a calm presence, and his eyes seemed to carry the wisdom of years lived with intention. John, feeling a strange pull, sat beside him. They exchanged a few pleasantries before falling into a comfortable silence. After a while, the man turned to him and asked, "Why are you so sad?" John was taken aback. He had never shared his feelings with a stranger before, but something about the man's gentle demeanor made it easy to open up. He told the man about the emptiness he felt, about how every day seemed like a struggle, and how he just couldn't find a way out of the sadness that seemed to consume him. The old man listened carefully, nodding as John spoke. When he finished, the man asked, "Do you know why some people are always sad?" John shook his head. "I don't understand. I have everything. My job, my family, my friends, but I'm still not happy." The old man smiled softly. "It's because you're looking in the wrong places for happiness. People often look for external things, success, wealth, approval, to make them happy. But true happiness is found within. It's not about what you have. It's about what you give. And most importantly, it's about how you choose to see the world." John stared at him, confused. "What do you mean?" "Sadness," the man continued, "is a choice. It's the result of the thoughts you allow to control your mind. If you focus on what you don't have or what's wrong, that's all you'll see. But if you shift your focus, if you look at life through a lens of gratitude, if you choose to see the beauty around you, you'll find joy in even the smallest moments." John was skeptical, but something about the old man's words resonated with him. He had been so consumed by what was missing in his life that he had overlooked the things that were going right. The old man stood up to leave and patted John on the shoulder. "Remember, my friend, sadness comes from within. Choose to see the light, and the world will reflect that light back to you." As John sat there, deep in thought, he realized that the key to changing his life wasn't in waiting for things to improve or in blaming others for his unhappiness. It was in his hands all along. His happiness was a choice. And so for the first time in years, John made a decision. The next day, he woke up and decided to focus on the positives. He started by appreciating the small things: a good cup of coffee, a warm smile from a coworker, the sound of birds chirping outside his window. Slowly, as he began to shift his mindset, he found that his sadness started to fade. It wasn't an overnight transformation, but with each passing day, John found more reasons to smile. He made an effort to show kindness to others, to express gratitude, and to let go of the negativity that had once consumed him. John's life didn't become perfect, and challenges still came his way, but he learned that no matter what life threw at him, he had the power to choose how he responded. And that choice was what ultimately freed him from the sadness that had once ruled his life. In the end, John realized that sadness doesn't come from external circumstances. It comes from the stories we tell ourselves. When we change the story, we change our life. And as for the old man, he disappeared as mysteriously as he had appeared, leaving John with the greatest gift